Hey.
What up, y'all?
Once again, it's just me and one other person. I'm clearly the only one in this this throuple that doesn't have a life.
Or your life is your day ends on a Sunday sooner than ours. That's all.
This is true.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday. Yeah. So last week I was out meeting old girl's friend, and it went way longer than we thought it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like, I don't know, 3 o'clock to like 5 o'clock. But everybody got along, so we were just kind of chatting. It was finally one of her friends that didn't get on my nerves, so it worked out. She's super cool, going through her own drama and whatnot, but whatever.
Aren't we all?
It was good.
Aren't
It was,
we all?
yeah, right, for real. It was a good chat. So, and Duke is busy this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let him talk about it next week, I
Playing
guess.
at the Candy Casino at EDC.
EDC.
I cannot with that music. I would go for the people music. I would go for the people watching, but the music, nah.
I think I agree. The people watching would probably be super fun, but
I have my own headphones on, listening to my own music.
Yeah. That's how. I'm all like, I don't know if I could even tolerate it. I'd have to block it out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just earplugs to just block it out completely, or like you said, put on some headphones, listen to my own shit, because I ain't gonna lie, I can't even see Duke listening to that.
Right?
But
really? What he said last week, they were going to a concert too about some electronic house music or something up in Seattle or some shit.
It's like no.
Yeah.
There's like, I can't think of a scenario where I would go to something like that. Well, the concert or whatever, just on the music, it's like I go freaking crazy. Not gonna do it. So we'll get everybody back next week, Memorial Weekend. I think maybe are you at Disney next week?
No, actually, we are not.
Whoa!
I
know,
right?
Holiday weekend opportunity to go.
No,
we better check them res to see if there's any open.
No, wife and little one are going to go that week, but not that weekend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because we have Hamilton on Saturday.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Wait. Where the person is back again?
No.
Oh, okay.
Here in town.
Oh, he's not. That person's not traveling. That person's staying in New York.
He's doing the
New York actual Broadway. Yeah. Okay.
No, so they're gonna go. I don't know, sometime next week, whenever school's officially done for teachers.
Okay, so Memorial Day is Monday, and then they're going sometime between Tuesday and the weekend.
Yeah, they'll be gone. Gotcha. Big one will be gone to archery camp. It'll just be me, all by my lonely.
Man. How long is archery camp?
2 or 3 days.
Did she do it last year?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't remember that. Oh, that's cool then. Man, we can do it yourself. Sleep. All that time.
Shit. My alarm's not going off at 6:30 in the morning anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Man, you ain't lying. The alarm here goes off when not for me at about 5:45, 6, and then mine goes off at 7:15. One of the two depends on if I need to shave or not that morning. Oh man.
Well, one of those days I do have a dentist appointment to go deal with.
Oh man, my last one was Friday, so feeling much better. Loving it. My next appointment is the follow-up on June 6th. So
yeah, I guess I have a couple of old root canals, and there's like abscesses or something under them.
Oh,
so I guess I got to take the cap, but they don't hurt. She's like, "So are you feeling any pain or anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm good."
Well, if you don't have the nerves, then you're not gonna feel it.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So I guess I got to take the crowns off and I don't know, pack medicine in it or something.
Oh, they just give you a script like an antibiotic?
No,
that's what they gave me for mine.
No, they're gonna have to take the caps off and put medicine that's in my gums or some shit. I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah, that's what mine was, because the abscess is the inflamed tissue. Right. So they just gave me a script and said, take this 3 times a day for a week.
No, I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
whatever.
Look at us but getting our shit together. Next thing you know, I'm gonna come in with some braces or something.
Right?
I'm gonna get it all fixed. And I'm cheap, so I'll have all the silver showing in the bottom.
Right? Get your rubber
Like,
bands changed for the
yep.
holidays.
And Invisalign do all this. I'm like, how much more is that? It's like twice as much. Nah, I'm good. I'll just put on that silver or whatever and give me a bag of rubber bands. I need exactly. It's like 4th of July. I got some red, white, and blue ones right here.
Halloween, black and orange.
Yeah, so that's just like 2 years. Fine.
Done.
We'll rotate. I got holidays coming up. Get some pastels for Easter.
Yep.
Thanksgiving browns, yellows, and oranges.
That's what my wife did when she had them. She had like red and green for Christmas and shit.
Hell yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Although I will admit, I don't give a shit. Like my bottom teeth, they've been like this for 50 years.
Yeah.
Why am I?
No,
gonna
if they ain't hurting you, they aren't messing with you.
No,
it.
Not at all. I can eat properly with them. It's like if it was messing up the way I ate or overbite, if it was like grinding, if there was actual issues, then yeah, I would have. Especially at this point, now that I'm on the track, I'm good. So yeah, y'all, I was like, ain't been a dentist in forever because I had like trauma when I was a kid. The shit hurt and all this. I didn't know everything's changed. Like they numb everything. You don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
If it's super bad, they'll knock your ass out and do some stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff because I was like, again, too afraid to go for the last however many years. So yeah, I was like, So then got that abscess, started hurting, went in. They did what they had to do over the last 3 weeks, and it was honestly feels fantastic. Feels good to do.
Yep.
Follow up in a little bit. So yay me. So all y'all out there, if y'all had trauma when you were younger, don't worry about it. They handle that. It's no longer a problem.
Yeah. Dentist is not as scary as it used to be when we were kids.
No, not even a little bit. So after my first visit, I'm sweating in the chair, just freaking out what's going to happen. Then they did what they had to do, and it was like, yeah, but I didn't feel anything. What's going on with this?
What do you mean we're done already?
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah, we're done. You can leave. I'm like, what? Don't get me wrong. It's not the most comfortable when the numbing shit wears off, but it doesn't hurt. It would just
right. Yeah.
It depends on what's getting done. Like the last couple was just the cavity fills. And it is pretty straightforward. The worst part was, honestly, is the numbing didn't wear off till like 6-7 hours later. That was the worst part.
You're trying to drink some water, just dribbling down your chin.
Yep. You just spilling all over. I'm all leaning my head back.
Let me try a straw. Nope, you can't even suck no more. You're like you had a stroke or something.
You just look like you look like a stroke victim. You really do. So I'm all leaning back and doing let's just pour it into my mouth, and whatever makes it. That's kind of what I did. So it was pretty funny. But no, man, I could not believe when I was done. I could not believe like what seriously that's it. The whole prenum.
Yep.
It's a godsend. That whole needle they put in your gums and shit, you don't feel it because they prenum you.
Nope. You feel the pressure, like from them pushing a little bit. That's it. Yeah.
Yep, but you don't feel the pain. And now it's like, oh, let me schedule everything. Like, what else is wrong with me? It's like, what can we do? It's like, oh, let's do this. I was like, okay, I'm fine, do it. It's like, but I'm taking care of it now. Even got myself a water pick.
Hells yeah.
They actually is a cool place. They're like, give us a Google review and we'll give you a water pick. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. So sure enough, it was like I did it. Showed them.
I didn't feel shit.
Dude, I did it till I was like, yeah, everything was great. They didn't shame me for not being in here in a while. It was like
some of them do. So, some of them do talk shit though.
No, they got a straight 5-star just for not fucking with me. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I'll do my follow up in June, and then I'll do, because it's been so long, I'll do every 3 months instead of 6 until I'm good to go, and then it'll switch to the proper 6, and then I'll keep up with it going forward. Like I said, if I'd have known this was the case, I would have went a long time ago. So, anyhow, where we leave off?
Well, your tooth actually started in Japan. We were about to take you to a Japanese dentist.
Dude, for real. I did look one up too. I looked it up to see if there was like American speaking, and there were. Like I was like, I want to make sure I'm covered just in case I had to go. It was Jack had a bunch of Tylenol, and that honestly helped, and I was kind of fine with the Tylenol. But just to make sure, and it's actually a good segue. that Sunday night after the celebration, I separated from the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying, I went back to the hotel, took a nap, showered, and went and took the train down to Osaka. The first thing I did when I got to Osaka was go to probably Family Mart or Law Center, and I picked up their version of. Actually, I guess it wasn't one of those. It was kind of like the equivalent of a Walgreens. Whatever store it was like a Walgreens, and I picked up ibuprofen. So that way I could do the cycle of acetaminophen and ibuprofen. So I got that, and for the rest of the Japan trip, I was actually fine going back and forth with the Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Yeah, you didn't complain much after that.
After that, I did that. I think it was fine. After I got the Tylenol stuff from you on Saturday, I think it was when I first got it because I think we still had your bottle for a while. So that's when everything. I was like, oh, I don't really feel this all that much, so I'm good to go. So my plan after celebration and everything was to go to Osaka. I was going to take the night bus, get there and do whatever. So I get to Osaka first, and I figure out where my bus station is, which is not too far from the actual. It's in Shibuya. I was still in Tokyo, y'all, trying to get to Osaka. So I went to Shibuya. No, Shinjuku.
Yeah.
We did that on Wednesday. So I went to Shinjuku and found out where the bus station was. It was like down the block from where the train station was, so that was no problem. Like, okay, I know where I'm going. Good to go. And I had about 3 hours to kill, 4 hours to kill. It was about 3 or 4 hours to kill. So I was like, all right, let me kill it. So that's when I went to the store, grabbed what I needed from there, and then I went to the touristy area and I was looking for, like, okay, I need something to eat. What I want to do for dinner. And I knew I wanted ramen because I hadn't had a ramen yet since I've been there. And I know in Japan it's like street food, peasant food. I don't care. I like it. I would have had it every day if there was an option for it. Same like with sushi. That I can eat in Japan. I could have been fine with it every day. So I'm walking around. The touristy area was wild. It was super packed, and you could definitely tell too. Not a whole lot of Japanese people down there. A lot of Australians. Because it's close for them for a vacation, and Europeans. I might have overheard listening like an American accent, quote unquote accent. I might have come across 5 or 6 people. Everybody else was Australian, European, and maybe a handful of Japanese people. Because I imagine like living in Vegas when I lived in Vegas, we'll be a tourist every once in a while, right? It's like, oh, let's just go with a friend or whatever. Let's be a tourist and check out that. So the Japanese people that were there were probably that, but I'm talking maybe 15, 20% of the people that I came across were Japanese. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
The night, it was, again, bright. Stuff everywhere. Food options everywhere. It was wild. So I make my rounds. I go up one street, and then there's alley. You will learn this if y'all go there. There are alleys inside of alleys inside of alleys. So you just walk, and then you turn here, and then you turn. It's like, I don't know where I am, but you're in the middle of the shopping district. You just don't know how you got there because you just kept walking through alleys. Eventually, I did walk around everything first. I found a place early on in the walk, but I was like, let me see if there's something else that stands out and blah, blah, blah. So nothing. Walked around, came back to that place. It was super cool. I was able to charge I got in a small place. There's like a table for 4, a table for 2, and then like bar seating for the rest of the way. It was a very small place. Got in, no problem. There was like 3 seats open on the bar, so I grabbed one, grabbed myself a beer. I think might have got a whiskey, can't remember which. I got one of the 2 with my water and my ramen and some extra pork for my ramen, some extra meat. Yeah, they had charging stations right there at the table, so you could just plug in. So I did, I was like, I assumed that there was going to be charging on the bus, and I did have my battery backup, so I was fine. But food was great. Loved it. Got in, got out. So I know that's kind of the thing with ramen. They don't expect people to hang out too long. They want to clear the table so they can cycle in, cycle out. So went back out. Did some more walking around for a bit. The whole process took like a couple hours walking around and eating the whole thing. Like, all right, let me go back to the bus station and I'm done here. I had about an hour and a half to kill. I was like, well, there's nothing I really want to do, so I'll just head back. So I start heading back to the bus station, and I cross the street, and there's a big crowd at this corner. And then I cross the street. All of a sudden, I'm looking at people. looking up behind me. They're looking. I'm like, okay, what the hell are they looking at? At the same time, that was my first thought. I ain't gonna lie. That was my first thought. I'm like, I don't know. I can't remember what's here and what's not. But I was like, what the hell's that about? At the same time, when I crossed the street, on that side of the street was some Japanese street performer. I guess they call them idols out there, and he was just rapping. He was just doing his thing, trying to push his CD that he had for about $12. I was like, all right. But what got my attention was obviously he was doing his thing, but the people looking up. So I turn around and I look up, and it happens to be the corner where the holographic cat is on the billboard, the big billboard that you may have seen in YouTube videos, people. So it was super cool. I'm not gonna lie, this cat was adorable. The biggest problem I had with it was it would be like the cat for 30 seconds and then like 5 minutes of commercials. And then the cat for 20 seconds and then 5 minutes commercials. It was like, what the hell? So I was getting clips, I think I sent them to the group.
Live YouTube.
Dude, for real. It was so funny because I'm sitting there and then we had a Discord chat going for our group. So either between that or Jack directly, I couldn't remember, but I would take the 30-second video, then I'd send it. And then I'd take the 30-second video, then I'd send it. And at the same time, I'm sitting there bopping up and down to this idol on the street with his Japanese Eminem doing his thing. And I'm just like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then I stepped a little closer to the street so I can get more pictures of the cat and everything. I ended up doing this for like half an hour. I was like, I don't have nothing else to do. Wrong. I spent 30 minutes just checking out this cat and listening to the dude rap. When all was said and done, I bought his CD. So I think I talked about it in an earlier video, but yeah, I think I showed the CD. But yeah, I still haven't played it yet. My old laptop does have a CD player, so that's good. So I can play it. I just haven't done it yet. So if it's good, Jack, don't laugh because you're gonna get it. I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna rip it and then pass it over to you. I'm like, here you go. But it was good music. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there. The beat was good. He sounded good. And I was just like, well, if I'm sitting here bopping to it, right. Maybe just help this brother out. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So finished that up. Got to the bus station. Went to information just so I knew where I was going. And that was pretty simple. The lady just told me like, hey, your bus is at, this letter, this number. Okay. So I went and got some snacks from the vending machine. So I had stuff for the trip. Got me some Poke Sweat. I think I got Poke Sweat and some grape drink. I mean, come on, y'all. Course, yeah. I got some grape. Yeah, that's right. And then I went to my spot and just kind of sat there. And I had at that point maybe about 45 minutes to kill.
People watching, or was it decent? Yeah. Was it decent people watching since it was all touristy?
So if I stayed inside, it was because I was when I did the information thing. I stayed inside for a bit, went to the bathroom. Oh my God, the women's line, the men's line, no problem, right? Whatever.
Right.
The women's line, you thought it's bad? No, that women's line. I think I counted. It was 47 steps.
Wow.
So when I left the men's, there was a line coming out. Then when it got to the straightaway part, I was like, what the hell? So I started counting, and it was 47 steps till I got to the back of the women's line.
Wow.
That line was crazy. And the thing is, they were like, I think the bus station was on like the 6th floor or something like that, 4th floor. Just go down a floor. There's like, nobody there. Go to that one. I don't think these women knew that or whatever. I only knew it because I came up, right? So I saw it coming up. I was going up the long escalator straight to number 4, but you could look to the side and it's like, oh, cool, bathrooms here, bathrooms. And I would have done that if the guys was crazy, but it was fine. So, oh my God, yeah, it was wild. In there were some decent people watching. Some characters maybe looked a little. I'm like, all right, that's a little odd, but okay, whatever. But once I got inside to where my bus was, where the waiting spot for my bus, it was just people chill. I was polite and like I moved at one point so 2 people could sit together. Just the way I was seated broke them up. I was like, oh, let me move over here and you 2 can sit together. And they didn't really speak much English, but you could tell they're
right. They knew what you were doing.
Yeah, and they did the whole bow thing, like thank you. So here's what was trippy for me, man. People talk about Japanese, the on time, their schedule, their punctuality. This was no joke. when my bus wasn't until 11:30, and this was probably like 10:40. Well, there was a 11 o'clock bus coming, and at 10:50 on the dot, that 10 minutes, it's everything is a 10-minute wait. 10:50 on the button, a bus pulls up right there. And there's the announcements being made, people checking your tickets and everything. All those people lined up and got on the bus. And then as soon as that 10 minutes was up, 11 o'clock hit, boom, gone. It's like if you're running down the sidewalk and if this is your bus, too bad. They were not going to wait for you. That didn't happen. I didn't see that happen to anybody. But that was wild.
They knew that the bus was going to leave, so they were on time. I mean, we experienced that with the train, though. I mean,
it is true. That happened to you, right?
Yeah, like that train's supposed to be there. You better be on it. So we started. That became part of our train routine. Okay, it says this train's at 7:40. Whatever train's there at 7:40, we're on it because that's got to be the right one.
Yep.
And I think
that punctuality.
I think we doubted it once, and that fucked us up for a little bit. But after that, we were like, nah, if we're here at 7:40 and the trains are at 7:40, we just need to trust it and get on the train.
And remember that couple that had just arrived when we were leaving that Saturday? I told them the same thing. That was one of the things that I passed on. I was like, if you're not sure, just look at the clock.
Yep.
They are very punctual here. And if you're supposed to be on a 7:40 train and it's 7:36, that is not your train.
Nope. Unless it stays there for a minute, because sometimes they would stay there.
That's what I told them. Unless it sits there, the doors are open, it's not moving, then they're waiting for their 7:40.
And it will leave at 7:40, so you better get on it.
Yep, get on it now, because that happened to us a few times. We're like, I'm not sure if that's because we're supposed to be on this time, and then we go through it, and it was like, okay, it's waiting, so it must be ours. So we did that, and we learned it. Again, it probably took us till, honestly, I would say that Sunday, because I took the train back by myself from Celebration to the hotel, and then down to Shinjuku.
Yep.
And I had no issues that day, that Sunday.
Yeah.
So I would say it's probably a 3-day process. And by the time that third day came around, it was a cake. Saturday, when we left, when I bounced around to 4 different cities looking for magic cards, I was bouncing all over the train system, and it was clockwork. I was like, nope, I got this. I know exactly. I didn't make one error. The hardest part was probably the bigger stations. Finding the exit. Yeah. It was like, where the hell is the exit?
Am I going to the right? Because like they have different exits. Like there's a center exit and the west exit. You're like, I don't see a sign for. I'm looking for the west exit, but I don't see it. But you know what? They all merge pretty well. Like if you just go upstairs and you look around, you'll see where your train is.
I was just going to say, but they're pretty good about that. If you just go to one of the main areas, you will see the signage. And you'll have arrows everywhere. And if there's an opportunity for a split, any kind of fork, there will be a sign to tell you which way you're supposed to go.
Yep.
The hardest part, I think it took us until, I think it was day 5, until we realized that the arrows, like whatever platform, whatever you want to need, the billboard is pretty big. And sometimes the platform you want on this side, the arrow's on this side. But there's an arrow next to this one because it's on the other side, but it's a different billboard.
Yep.
It won't match up, so you have to make sure you're within the right billboard. But it took us like till Tuesday to figure that out. We were going to Ueno.
Yep.
So it was just fascinating. I'm not gonna lie, I was more watching the train and that's the bus system and the timing. Because I started watching the other buses after that, and my OCD was so happy just watching these trains go exactly on time. It was just like I'm just in their head tilted. I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful just to watch it. It was great. And then my turn came around, so which means 11:20, the bus popped up. I went in, no big deal, and I did not do the quote unquote first class bus. I guess it's a bus that only seats 11, but you have your own private pod and everything to sleep. I just took a regular what's it called for a bus, the tour type buses.
Right, yeah, like a Greyhound.
Yeah, that leans back nicely. They did have power and everything. So matter of fact, I charged my brick and my phone at the same time. So it was pretty simple, honestly, pretty comfortable, pretty easy. And then we're on the road. They made announcements. This is a true story. They made announcements, and they really weren't doing English conversion of the announcements. They ended up doing them for stocks later on. But for the actual whatever the guy was saying, I had no idea. So I actually pulled out my phone, did the Google Translate, and was because I was right. Every seat has a mic above it, so I was just listening to that, and then I'd look and see, and then I'd go back. I'd miss a few things because in between.
Right.
But overall, it was like, no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna have a break. There's the stuff that I picked up and all this. I was like, all right, that's super cool. And that was probably the most I used Google Translate was on this bus trip, just so I could hear the announcements. So yeah, off we went. It was great. We stopped somewhere. I don't know. After a couple hours, I slept. I mean, almost the entire time I slept, so I couldn't tell you too much about it until like I want to say I don't know, like 4 hours, 5 hours into it, we actually hit a stop that had the best. Like it's like going to a Buc-ee's, to tell you the truth. The Buc-ee's in Japan, it had a big ass store, like a big ass rest stop area. I did get off the bus there, went to the bathroom. I didn't need any food. They had food available, even though it was like 4 a.m. Everything was available. It was great. Before I left, I got off the bus. I looked for the call sign of the bus. Took a picture of it so I knew which bus. Because there were probably 12 other buses there, if not more. There were a lot of buses at the stop. How it happens that they're all there at the same time, I have no idea.
You know how it happens.
Well,
that's true. On purpose.
They're so efficient. They probably had that store only open for those hour and a half or hour that so they don't waste time. And boom, but you're probably right. That's probably exactly what it was. But
they warmed all the hot food, all the hot drinks. They timed it for those buses to show up.
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt that because there were too many there for that to be coincidence.
Yeah.
If 2 or 3 buses were there, that's fine. There was just 12 in my row. So, which is why I took the picture of the bus thing. But there were others around. I'm just saying there were 12 in my row. So I lined up where I was, so I knew where when I get out of the store, I can line back up. And then when I did, I actually am glad I did that. I think I would have guessed correctly, but I did look at my phone photo to make sure.
It was also like 3 a.m, so you don't want to be messing with that 3 a.m.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was crazy. So did that, got back on the bus, and honestly, I slept the rest of the way. So not much action going on there. I slept the rest of the way, and then we had 3 stops. I think there were supposed to be 3 stops, but everybody on the bus, like half the people got off at the first stop in Kyoto, I think is where we went. And then from there, we were going to Osaka because the next stop was supposed to be Universal Studios Japan. I guess I was smart and did this ahead of time. I booked because I was going to the World's Fair.
Right.
My stop was actually at the World's Fair. I thought I was going to the bus station because I looked up how to get the train from there to World's Fair. Turns out, I guess I accidentally, on purpose, got it right, and they dropped us off right at the World's Fair entrance. It was super cool. At that point, it was like once we skipped Universal Studios Japan, I opened the curtains. The couple across from me, they opened their curtains. The guy had to show me how to do it. I was like, I don't understand how to use this thing. And he was like, I looked at him and I pointed. It's like this one. And he's like, he shook his head and he pointed. So I did that, opened it up. That way I could see the kind of like as we're driving in. So that last half hour or so, the people who were still there that were going to USJ, we kind of just had all of our windows open to look. But then the bus, this is where, again, I was using my translator. He said, we're not going to USJ because nobody left on the bus was going there.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, we're going straight to Expo. So we got there. It opens at 9. We got there at 8:15.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it was great timing.
And you pre-ordered your ticket, right?
What's that?
You pre-ordered your ticket?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I pre-ordered my ticket for the early bird. So instead of $50 for the ticket, if you went within the first 2 weeks of it opening, your ticket was $23.
Nice.
So yeah. So I had a pre-bought ticket for $23 to get in. I was good to go. Between the night bus, the Expo ticket, and then the bullet train coming back, I did all that in like one night in March. Just knocked it all off.
Nice.
So got there, found the big ass bathroom, went and washed up and did all that. Went to find the vending machine to get some more Poke Sweat because I drink my stuff. And I knew I had another 45-minute wait, so I was like, all right. So the way they did it, I was probably the first 50 people in line when all was said and done. By the time they opened, yeah, there's probably 5,000 people in line. It was crazy, but uh, it was kind of cool. They moved this in sections. It was like the whole zigzag thing going, whatever. They took everybody, moved them in over here. It was like, all right. Then we waited 10 minutes. Then they moved us in over here. Like, all right. Then we waited 10 minutes. Then they moved us in by the actual gate entry so they could scan our tickets and everything. But it was weird that, I mean, obviously well organized. I mean, they split it up where entrance for this people, you guys come here, and then there was somebody like off to the side. Once they saw that line was too many, they said, okay, your group now come with us. So they were evening it out for all the different entrances. For again, the efficiency was ridiculous. So yeah, perfectly fine. Went in. Once 9 o'clock came, everybody came in. I was in within 5 minutes, less than that, and just was like, I have no idea where to go. The only thing I knew I wanted to do was check out the lacquer globe. It was a globe that was done over the last couple of years. I don't know if it was specifically for this, but they were bringing it to the expo. It was the world at night. So it was like if you were in space and you saw the world lit up at night with all the lights and everything. It was like, this is super cool. And I saw that back in February, I think, when I was looking up what I wanted to do at Expo. And that was really the only thing that stood out. Everything else, I didn't want to do all the reservations and wait in line for this and this performance. I was like, I'm not into that. I just want to go, say that I've been here, walk around, have some food, and then leave and go hang out in Osaka before
Been
I
there,
take the
done that,
train.
bought the t-shirt.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I did make it over to a couple of the general booths. Like they had big warehouses, and it's like warehouse 1, 2, 3, 4, and the different countries had a small like 10 by 20 display area,
right?
And they could do what they want in that 10 by 20. So I looked through 2 of them. It was super entertaining. I liked it, learning some of the culture of the other countries and everything. And as soon as that was done, I went and asked for info to where the globe was. And they sent me on my way. It was like, yeah, it's over here. It was super cool. This big globe. It's in a case, obviously, so it's not to be messed with. They went. I watched all the videos that were as I walked up to it to talk about how they did it. And again, it was over a couple of years, the different techniques they did, trying to math it all out to make sure they had everything right. I believe it's available online. So if you guys get a chance to just
I
look
wonder
up.
if it's you say it's lacquer? Because when
Yeah,
when
remember the museum we went to?
yeah,
Yeah, it was talking. It was that technique.
Okay, yeah, because they kept showing that video during the panels, like the commercials between the panels, about this guy making a Darth Vader lacquer. It's called glitter art or something. He was making a Darth Vader of it.
Oh, that would be cool to see.
Oh, they had it.
Was it done?
Yeah, you could have bought it. It was the headphone guys.
Oh,
It was like the
God,
$15,000 headphones or something, because they're only like
shit.
10 of them made or something.
I didn't know they were that much, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, you watch the videos of how they made that Earth, so it's the same thing, obviously on a smaller scale, because I think it just goes on the side of the headphones.
Okay.
But
okay.
but yeah, they only made like a handful of them. They were like 10 grand or something.
Good Lord. Do you know what? They probably sold out too.
Oh, 100%, dude. That thing looks sweet as hell.
There's people with that kind of money that would have just. I mean, look, if I won Lotto, I wouldn't care. 10,000 ain't shit if you won Lotto.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm good. But I was like, I spent 10 grand. My entire trip, including travel, was just under 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, it's like buy some headphones or come back again.
For real.
Twice.
Right?
Especially since I was going to say, actually, Japan itself would have been cheap if I didn't spend like $3,500 at Celebration.
Oh yeah, Celebration was expensive. Japan was cheap.
Japan was cheap as F, dude, but Celebration is where I was going through looking at my receipts and my budget and everything. Like, you know how me and my OCD, I'm mapping everything out. I'm all like, okay, 50% of my money was spent at Celebration.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, even afterwards, you remember we were going around shopping. I'm like, I don't need to buy anything. Buy everything at Celebration.
When we were done,
happy.
Disney was it.
Yeah.
And for me anyway, and for you, we didn't spend. Obviously, the girls went.
Yeah, the girls went crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, the girls went ape at Disney, but for Disney stuff. But I think
you and I were like, I need a pin.
Yeah, you're right. Like, do they have a magnet? Has anybody seen the magnets? I need a magnet. It's like 300 yen. It's like $2. But you're not kidding though, man. When we were done with Celebration, it really was just because we talked about it, right? It was like, you have anything else left to buy? And it was like, just whatever we get at Disney. I'm like, that's a good point. And we obviously we knew we were going to go to Donkey
Yeah,
and maybe a Daiso, but those are cheap, like dollar store
yeah,
type
they're dollar
places. So
store
we knew
stuff.
we
It
were just going to
wasn't
watch.
something that I needed to buy, right? I'm like, well, I was will go get snacks, Kit Kats, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, once we were done, honestly, once we were done with Celebration the first day after we got through the store, I was like, okay, cool.
Well, the store and the sponsor pins.
Yeah. Once our pins were done, I was like, all right, I guess I'm good.
Yeah, because it was basically we each spent about $1,800 at the store
Mm-hmm.
the first day, and then another 500 in sponsor pins.
Yep.
Because like almost everything was between 40 and 50 bucks,
Yep.
and we had 10 of them. One of them you could buy outright. One of them was free if you just did their thing, but we didn't do that till the next day.
Yeah.
So it was like $2,500 drop day one.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was whatever we wanted to pick up afterwards. Whatever pins, fig pins,
Roosevelt, fig pins. Yeah.
Roosevelt. So it still added up. So it was like seriously, it was like I think I spent $3,000 at Celebration, and then like maybe $500 everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was really weird how that played out, but I guess not unexpected. That's usually how it goes when we go to these celebrations.
Oh, yeah.
You go to the store, drop $2,000 right away, and then it's usually unless there's something on the floor we want.
Yeah.
It's pretty quiet after that. So, but not too bad. So yeah.
Everybody loved your shirt though. Afterwards, your World's Fair shirt. Every time you wore that, dude, everybody was like, "Oh, you went? You went?"
So there's this mascot. It looks like a creepy thing with a flower head. I have no idea how to
30 eyes on him or some shit.
Right. I should go grab that shirt just so y'all can see what the hell this was. So I got this thing, and his name is like Makioki or Mokiyaki.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And all the people in Tokyo, and this is obviously when I come back from Osaka, I wore it the next day or the day after.
You wore it to Disneyland, dude.
Oh, was it Disneyland?
Yeah, you wore it to Disneyland. Everybody was stopping you on that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was Disneyland. Because I was wearing the Celebration badge art shirts down in Ueno and Shibuya. But yeah, so Disneyland, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But yeah, Disney, I had the shirt on, and these people love the mascot. Apparently, every stop we made, like to get food or a drink or something, even the staff just getting us through the line at Disney, they were just all stopping us, and they're like, oh, and they'd say his name or whatever, and then they're like, Osaka, and then I'm like, yeah, I went Monday, and they're like, oh, okay, and they were all super excited about this damn character. It was crazy. It was a bit wild. I didn't see it coming.
No,
because I'm thinking, well, it's just a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's everywhere. You don't even have to go to Osaka for it. You can go to some of the gift shops at the airport.
Donkey had the freaking lollipops and
the stuff
dispensers or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
But they loved it.
Yeah.
They thought it was a big deal. And that was actually, I should have bought it early on. When I first walked in, I went right to the gift shop because having done this, I know the rules. But they didn't really have anything I liked at this particular gift shop.
Right.
So, and it was the opposite side where I needed to leave. So I knew when I needed to leave, it was a different exit, and because that's where the train station was. So eventually, I ended up at, like, later in the day, I asked somebody if there's another gift shop, and they said, yeah, and they pointed on the map that I had, and it was over here. I'm like, oh, perfect, because that's where the exit was that I needed to take. So at the end of the day is when I did all my shopping for that. I mean, I didn't really get a whole lot. It was like a pin, like my usual, a pin, a magnet, like my shirt. It was kind of good to go. But the fair, like I said, the expo itself, super busy. A lot of people there. There's this 1.5 mile track that goes around the entire thing. I walked it. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do it. Got some pictures from up there looking up over the ocean. Some pictures inside. You could look up top looking down. So it was super cool. It's one of these things where you could probably spend a week there, like 5 days, 7 days.
Oh, yeah.
If you really wanted to catch everything.
Yeah.
If
we lived there, season pass would be easy sell on me.
Yep. The fact that it goes April to October, living there, I would have done the same thing. I would have got a pass, and then like every so like, you know what, I'm bored. I'm gonna take the bullet train if I'm in Tokyo.
We're not doing
I'm gonna take the
anything this
bullet train
weekend.
down. Yep, and just hang out there. Might do one of those cubby hole, whatever they're called, capsule hotels.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was living there. Go down there on a Saturday morning, hang out, hit a capsule hotel, go out on Sunday, and then bullet train back up.
Yep.
If I live there, but there's that much to do just watching, like all the lines too. Because if you want to do one of the things, even if you have reservations, so does everybody else, right? That also reserved. So when I was up top on that walk bridge and looking down, I walked around and I got to the part where, oh, there's the USA one. That was probably the longest line of all of them. I was not expecting that.
That's interesting.
Because especially we were like, oh, I hate US, whatever. And wrong. Not in Japan, they don't. That line, granted, I understand there's a lot of tourists there too, but it was they actually had to do an overflow line. They had their zigzag up and down by their pavilion, and then there was a big sidewalk. Then you had to cross the sidewalk. Then there was another line. And then as I was watching, they were putting up another set of zigzags.
Wow.
Because there were too many people to go into the USA one. It was like, holy crap. No idea what's in there. Obviously, I didn't bother with that. The only ones I actually went into were those two where you could just check out the 10 by 20s of what each country did. And some of them actually had some representatives from the country there to talk to you about their country.
Wow, that's
so
cool.
There's probably 3 or 4 that I did. And I was trying to respect their time as well. I was like, so I chatted with them and learned what I could, about some of their stuff. And was like, all right, this is super cool. And then the globe at night, the world at night. That's the only ones I actually went into. Once I was done with all that, again, keep in mind, I had a bullet train back at like 6:30, 6 o'clock. So I wanted to check out Osaka as well, some of the touristy stuff. So I went and found some place to eat lunch. They had this food court. Oh my God. Everything looked good. They had the Wagyu. They had takoyaki for the octopus balls, ramen, sushi, all your basic stuff. It was just, they had it all. They had everything in this area. It was super cool. I ended up with, I think I know I got the takoyaki from the first, as soon as I walked in, I saw that and was like, well, I'm in Osaka. Well, takoyaki was quote unquote born in Osaka.
Right.
So I had to have, takoyaki from there. And then I found, I think, maybe some kind of noodle dish or rice dish or whatever it was. So I ended up getting that and my melon soda, because I was drinking melon soda the entire time I was
that
there.
Melon Fanta was your jam.
Yep. If it was available, I was drinking it. Simple. There was no question. So I did that, went outside, a couple, and it's obviously an expo, so a lot of students and everything. I sat down, and then a couple of students came and sat down by me, and we didn't really chat or anything, but I was minding my business. They were doing their thing, and so did that, and then did a round. Like I said, worked my way over to the exit and the gift shop, and then found the train station. It was super cool because I was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm doing this right. So I found a person and said, I'm just, and I can't remember the name of it. It started with a Y, but whatever the train station was. So, and I just showed my map on the thing, and he's like, oh, and he pointed. All I had to do was go out the exit, and he said, and then go left. This was literally like on site. Wow. I walked out the exit, turned left, and then it was like a sidewalk to the entrance to the station to go downstairs into the train station. It was like, wow, they picked the perfect spot. Yeah. Anybody going to this thing, just take that train station. So even if the bus didn't drop me off up front and I went to the main Osaka station, I would have been taking that the train right there, and it would let me out right there.
Wow.
That I was like, oh man, that's cool. So yeah, pretty easy. Went there. Matter of fact, didn't have to wait more than a couple minutes. My train was already, the one I needed was the one that was coming. So I was like, oh, perfect. Jumped on that, went to Osaka proper, I guess. And that's when all the touristy shit you see on the YouTube videos where everybody has the big signs of their food or the person or whatever. I got down there and was like, yep, just like the videos. And I was the tourist, big old smile on my face, eyes big. It was
pictures
great.
Of everything.
I did. I took a picture of every one of those signs that I had. I took a picture of it. And then I found I guess it's real. I don't know what it's called, but it's real popular. It's like fruit on a stick, and the fruit is like candied. And there was I grabbed the one with like strawberries and grapes just to get the variety, and it was super good. This thing was probably 500 yen to like $3.50. Super yummy, and a crepe. Because I got a crepe at Celebration, and I wanted to get another one because they're I don't know what's about Japanese and their crepes, but they're all over the place, and they're fantastic. I tried to get one the night of when I was doing my Shinjuku visit, but they closed as I was walking up. So it's like, oh, that strawberry banana one looked really good though. So I got the fruit stick. I stayed there because they had a spot for your stick for trash and napkins and everything. Because that's like we talked about last time, y'all. There's like trash cans nowhere. If you buy something someplace, they have a trash can, and they really frown upon you bringing other trash to their trash can. And I knew that, so I stayed and ate my fruit at that booth. I mean, it was like a little cart on the outside, but they had a storefront. I mean, there was the building. So did all that. I don't think so. I had lunch at there. Yeah. So I didn't do anything food wise other than the snack type stuff. But yeah, if I was hungry, I would have found one of those places like the one with the big crab on it. I probably would have went there because it had a big crab on it, and I like crab. But yeah, did the touristy stuff, did all that, walked around. It's probably 3 hours, give or take, taking pictures, eating that, and just again being a tourist, enjoying the space. I think I would like to go back there and spend more time there.
Oh, for sure.
But it was fine for what I knew my plan. I knew what I wanted to do. I did it. And then I wanted to get to the station early for the bullet train, because if I missed that, I was screwed, and I knew I'd be screwed. So I got there about an hour early. I worked my way over there. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was confusing. This station was huge. People talk about Tokyo Station, and I got lost in Tokyo Station once. It was just, matter of fact, the other end of this trip. Because it was so damn big, man. It was just like, sign be damned. It was just trying to get through all that stuff. There's a mall underneath in the basement of Tokyo Station. I didn't even get to it. This place was so big. So everything was fine. I had an assigned seat for the bullet train. It was, that's how, I did not do the no reservation card, which you can do. Then it's first come, first served to get a seat. And I was like, nah, let me make sure I got a seat. I picked, it didn't matter. There's no extra cost for it. I picked Mount Fuji side, but I knew I wasn't going to see it because it was going to be nighttime when I was coming back. But you never knew. So I was like, I don't know, maybe it's daylight savings and I'll see something, but no.
Northern Lights or some shit going on.
Exactly. Something. But no, it was, I think I did grab at the station some snacks and some more Poke Sweat. That just goes, if you'll have me say I grab snacks, just assume it included Poke Sweat, because every time I basically grab the bottle.
I'm about to sign up for a subscription on Amazon for that stuff.
Dude, right? Just have it come to show up. Just rotation. So the bullet train, it was an 8-hour bus ride, eight and a half. Let's see, 11:30 to 8:15. So 8 hours 45 minutes with obviously stops. So let's just say 8 hours on the bus to get from Tokyo to Osaka. Osaka to Tokyo, 2 hours and 15 minutes. That bullet train obviously was flying 150 miles, 200 miles an hour. It was super cool. And at this point, walking around all day, I'm tired. So I stayed awake for like 20 minutes to see everything outside and just to see how this thing is going. Next thing you know, I'm waking up and we're like 30 minutes away from station. I think there were 2 stops before Tokyo stations. Did that. And then that's when, if you remember the story a couple weeks ago, that's when Duke was talking about I met up with him and his buddy. So got off at Tokyo Station, got super lost trying to get the hell out of there first, because it was like, because here's the thing. And it's same thing with when I got to Osaka to get to the bullet train. It's a different, I don't want to say it's a different section. Oh, it's a different station. It's a different section in the station, because the bullet train stuff's over here. Regular train stuff's over here. So I'm trying to work my way through it. And same thing when you leave. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to walk this direction. And it worked. I walked that direction, and finally I saw the signs to get up to the main station. And then the main station was freaking ginormous. So it was like, what the hell? But I made it through. I knew where Duke and his buddy was. It was one stop, so I just got on the train, took one stop, and then it was like, hey, here's where we are. GPS to sort of walking over there. As I got closer, he was like, I'm gonna come outside so you don't get lost, which is a good thing because I got
you
to an
did get
alley
lost.
split. And I couldn't tell which the GPS was saying. I went left. He was like, "Hey, Lou," and he was right. So I turned around. I was like, "Okay, thank God." And they were at an izakaya, so they had food that they had ordered and whatnot, and they had extras. So at this point, obviously, I'm hungry
Right.
because I didn't eat dinner yet. So joined with them at the table. We're only there about 15 minutes. I ate whatever leftovers they had. It was whatever it was. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember, but it was good. It was damn good food. I think I grabbed the beer while I was there as well, or a whiskey. I can't remember which. That was cool. Then they wanted to go to a cigar bar. I don't smoke, but I don't mind going.
Right.
I mean, I grew up my parents smoking, and my ex smoking, so it was like not a big deal. If you guys want to do this, don't not go just because of me.
Yeah.
I'm still down. As long as I can get a drink, I don't care.
Right.
So we did. We left there, went over to the cigar bar. I wasn't too far away. Was there for about half an hour or so. We were gonna stay longer, but we wanted to make sure it was late, and Duke and I wanted to make sure we are gonna get on the train to come back
Right.
to the hotel because they stop at like I think we found out it was like 1 a.m, something like that.
Yeah.
So we didn't stay there too long because there was still another place they wanted to go to, one of those maid cafe type places. That Duke's friend was a regular there, and they knew him, so we would enjoy ourselves.
Right.
So we did. We went there next. We had a couple of drinks. They bring out the little snacks. It was like choose your snack. I think Duke got like mixed nuts or something like that, or chocolate, or cheese sausage. I think between the three of us, we had a sausage, a cheese, and some chocolates. So we just obviously split all of it and mixed it all together. So that place was cool. The girls were super cute, super friendly, obviously doing their jobs. They're socializing. When we got there was one girl playing darts with the dude. So she was doing her job, hey, stick around, buy more shit. So we did, we were there for the remainder of the time until it was like, hey, if we're going to make our train, we need to leave.
Right.
And we gave ourselves some leeway as well.
Right.
So if we missed the train, we knew we could take the next one.
Right.
When all said and done, we left there, came back. And by the time we got back, the trains were going to stop in 15 minutes. So we made it plenty of time. And then, as we did every night, it, just like every night, we went to Lawson's, got some snacks, whatever alcohol we got, did that in the hotel room, and then passed out. And then that puts us into Tuesday. And that's where we met back up. Duke was heading back out on Tuesday, y'all.
Yeah.
So Duke wasn't going to hang with us. He was going to, wrap his stuff up, get everything together for him so he can make his way to the airport. I think he might have saw his friends that day before he left. I don't remember.
So
yeah, he can correct us next week on that one. So,
yeah.
But if not, he slept in. I woke him up to say bye because I didn't want to be rude.
Right.
So we chatted for a few minutes, and then then I think that's when
we went down to
we took off
Ueno
to
Park.
Ueno, right?
Yeah.
So feel free to jump in from there. I've been talking for half an hour, so
Right.
shit.
So we took the train down there. Again, we've mastered it pretty well at this point. So we got down there. Decent. It was a big ass park, dude. Yeah.
Let me give you guys an idea, without even the details. We walked through this park and we walked for a while, and at one point we thought we were on the other side where the museum, because we're heading to the museum.
Right.
We thought we're over there. No, we're like a quarter of the way through the park.
Yeah, it was crazy huge. The lake had a bunch of koi in it, so that was kind of cool. I was like, why is the water bubbling? And I looked, and it's just all the fish just popping up to eat whatever's on the surface. We checked out one of the shrines.
I forgot you actually went inside, right?
Yeah, little one wanted to go inside.
She stayed out.
Yeah, you and wife stayed out. I think my big one came with us.
She did too. Yeah, she was with you too.
Yeah, and the little one wanted to buy a charm or something, so she got like an eagle or something. I forget what it was exactly.
Did you have to take your shoes off or anything?
No. So where we walked, no. But if you went up on the platform, yes. But obviously we're not Buddhist or Shintoist or whatever shrine it was. So I didn't think it would be proper to go up there, disrespect their
Fair
religion.
enough.
I'll buy their trinkets to fund their religion, but I'm not going to disrespect their religion.
I think the shrines isn't the shrines Buddha and the temples were the Shintos?
I think so, yeah.
It might be backwards, but it's one.
It's one or the
because
other.
that was thinking about was there was a temple and a shrine. I'm like, well, one's Shinto, one's Buddha.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. And then we wandered over.
Oh, there was the food on the side. We didn't. Did we get food from those vendors?
No,
There was like 6,
we looked at all of them, but I don't
there.
think anybody got food.
That's right. Because if we were gonna get one, we're talking about the big crab stick.
Yes, it was huge.
It was like king crab on a skewer. The meat, and it was cheap too.
Yeah,
we just weren't hungry at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I think we had breakfast. Did we have breakfast at the hotel that morning? I don't even remember.
This would have been. Did it me and you? Was that the day me and you did breakfast?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the day me and you did breakfast, but the rest of us joined. Everybody else joined us later.
Yeah. So we weren't hungry.
That's why we weren't hungry, I think.
And nobody else wanted to eat. Yeah.
They didn't want to eat that. Yeah, not at the time.
Yeah. That is when we saw that dude walking his monkeys, though. That was badass.
Yep.
I feel like we talked about a bunch of this already, though.
Some of it we did.
Yeah.
Some of it we did.
But yeah, then we made our way up to. We did what? 2 museums.
2 of the 3. Yeah, there's like 3 buildings. I guess each one is its own separate museum with different floors. To like the first one we were in, what was that? 6 floors?
Yeah.
5 floors?
Yeah. It's a whole bunch.
I think it was 6 because I think it was 5 floors and a basement. And we didn't go to the basement.
Right. Yeah, we skipped the basement.
And then the middle building, and then there's a left. But we didn't even make it to the left building because they closed. Yeah. We were there from basically like lunchtime to freaking 5. Yeah. They closed at 5. Yep. We closed them out.
Yeah. And then that's when we went to the anime.
Starbucks.
Oh, yes.
The girls ate it.
Yeah, the girls did eat at Starbucks. Yep.
Yeah, it was the Star. I was like, did we stop someplace? It was the Starbucks.
Yep.
For them
you're
to
right.
get snacked.
Right. Yeah, this big one wanted matcha everywhere we went. She's like, "Oh, they have matcha."
Time to stop.
Yep. It's been 10 minutes since I've had one. Let's get one.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we did stop.
We did not do. There's a zoo in Ueno Park. We did not.
Yep, there's a zoo too. Yeah, but again, we could have spent at least 2-3 days there.
Yep.
It was just crazy huge.
And again, we spent like 5 hours at the museum and didn't finish it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
And that's just one. That was the main Tokyo National Museum.
Yep.
We didn't even go to the Science and History one.
Nope. Or the Art Museum.
Which is also in Ueno Park, people. That's how big this thing. It's all also there.
Yeah. And I think there was even a school there too, because there were all those kids there.
Oh, that's right. There was the school that was right in between the 2 museums.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Freaking huge. Just means we have to go back to Japan eventually.
2028. It's already on my calendar. Not even kidding. I talked to my niece. She's in. So if you got nothing going on don't plan a cruise in 2028 unless you want to do multiple things. Because I was like, I'm going to go back in 27. I'm like, no, I'm going to use all my money for Celebration LA.
Oh, yeah,
and not try to split my funds. And then 2028, there's nothing going on. So it's like, I want to go to Europe and all this. Like, no, as much as I want to go to Europe for the first time, I want to go to Japan for the second time first.
Right. And
part of it, honestly, is because we really didn't have but these 2 days to be tourists.
Exactly.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Because we did, Disney Thursday, Friday, then we did Celebration, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we really didn't have a whole lot. So that's mainly why I want to go back to Japan before Europe. Is I want to actually be a proper tourist this time.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at that. So look forward to that. More Japan in 3 years.
Yep, in 3 years. All 80 of y'all that follow us.
And then we went to the anime district?
Akihabara.
Yeah, Akihabara. And that's when we went to the little dinky Hello Kitty store. Our first donkey store.
Which we thought was better than the second donkey store, even though it's not the mega.
Right.
This is not the mega donkey, but it was better than the mega donkey.
I think mega donkey, the problem was it was raining when we were in Shibuya. So everybody was in there getting out of the rain.
Yeah.
So it was more annoying. But also Shibuya, so it probably is crowded all the time. But maybe more so because of the rain. But it was still cool. I mean, like I said, you have to go to Donkey. It's
a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, you have to see it.
It's kind of like the gachapones and the crane games. They're freaking everywhere. You got to go in and check it out.
Yeah,
these crane game stores had freaking food in them.
Yeah.
It's not just, I want a stuffed animal or a toy. No.
You want a case of ramen? They got you, bro.
an actual case of ramen was in these crane games. It was like 2 floors of just nothing but crane games. It was wild.
Crazy.
And it's not like, oh, it's just this one spot. No, they're all over.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It wasn't like a niche thing. It was a normal thing everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Akihabara is basically electric town. All the electronics. A lot of the young people hang out there. I have some coworkers that are into Kurami. I think that's the cat with the black eared.
Yeah, the Hello Kitty with the black hat, demon looking thing. Yeah.
So it was kind of cool though, because it was like, hey, I want to check this out, and I kind of dragged in. They're like, but then at the end it was like, oh, we're into this too, so it works out. Obviously, they went to Hello Kitty Land on Monday. Now we're at Tuesday. Wife actually found herself a bag there.
Yep.
And I'm gonna lie, it was a super cute Hello Kitty.
She used it the rest of the trip too.
She did. She did the whole time. And that is so true. The last 5 days, she had it with her the entire time. I found a couple of keychains that were specific to Ueno. So I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. So I picked them up for souvenirs for the 2 people in my office that I knew that were into it, specifically Karami. So I was like, all right, this is cool. So we did that, and then was that the end? Did we do anything else after that?
I don't think so. I don't think we ate or anything. I think we just went back and did Lawson's and.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I was like, I think we finished up there, and then we turned around and just worked our way back to the station, right?
Yeah. I think it was Hello Kitty, and because I think that was when we had the buffet.
Donkey was before or after?
Before. Hello Kitty was the last thing we did.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the day that we had the sit-down buffet, right?
I thought so, yeah.
And then it was Ueno that we ate.
Well, it might have been Shibuya. That might have been Wednesday.
No, it wasn't rainy. That was a nice day.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't raining. So you're right. So we had to have done the buffet for dinner and then probably did the Donkey and...
Exactly, yeah. Because then it was dark by the time we did Donkey and Hello Kitty. It was dark, so it had to be that.
It was definitely dark then. So we had to have we must have finished the museum and then went and found dinner. And that's when we found the buffet place. Lots of choices. This place, like 70 items on the menu.
Yep.
You just tell them what you want and how many orders of it. Oh, man. And the place remember the place I told you that's comparable out here?
Yeah.
Went on Tuesday after my niece's graduation. Worth it. $30, dude, $30 a person. I know it was cheaper in Japan, but Japan was like $20 a person. So, but for America, $30 a person, all the they had. If you guys make it out here and you're down for $30 a person for this thing, and just remember what you had in Japan, basically, but take away a few items, but add like 40 rolls and sushi and stuff like that. Because there wasn't as much sushi at the one in Japan.
Right.
It was a lot of different, like almost going to like an izakaya, a lot of appetizer type food. Yeah. This one, oh my God, this one, the sushi, it was just like, let's put it this way. We went on Tuesday. I wanted to go back on Saturday. That's how I was like, but you want to go with people, right? Because you want the variety.
Yeah, exactly.
I want one piece of this. I didn't want to get too full. So yeah, when you guys are here, holy crap. Yeah, we're going. It was too good. And we won't overeat or over order a bunch of stuff this time.
No. Because it'll be an American, so we'll know what's going on.
Exactly. Everything. Oh my God. But the buffet was super cool. Great, a lot of good food. Help yourself to drinks. Help yourself to dessert. The dessert.
Yeah, once the girls figured that out, it was over.
Yep. It was. I want 2 more of these, and more, the desserts. Man, they had to restock that shit just because of our table of 5.
Yeah, for real. Those little milk cakes they kept eating. They love those things.
Oh, yep. And anything if it was green, Big One was going after it just in case it was matcha.
Yep. Oh, they got matcha? I'll take 10. Had to be an even number though.
Yeah. So it was, and they didn't have my melon drink, so I was stuck with orange this time.
4-star review on Yelp.
The only, you know what though, this was a common thing. Their glasses are small. You had to refill like 6 times, man.
I think big iced tea glasses. We had like the big red Pizza Hut glasses from back in the day.
No, that's not what you get. What you get is like the kid size. Like, your child's between 3 and 5 years old. Here's
There
your
you go.
cup.
Without a lid.
But I think about 6 times got up to get
Yeah.
drinks just because
Yeah.
the cups were so damn
Yeah,
small.
every time somebody got up, hey, refill this for me.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you're up anyway, grab mine. It was like, okay. But every time somebody got up, somebody else needed to refill.
Yeah, that was weird. It was every restaurant too, huh?
Yeah.
Nobody had big cups there.
Even the hotel, the breakfast, remember?
Yeah.
I think when we did the night the tea rice stuff, even then it was like, hey, I'm getting up, yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting up again, yep. It was like those little. I was like, dude, not everything is sake. What the hell?
Right?
Because it was like the sake. It wasn't as small as a sake cup, but I felt like it.
Well,
You could easily just down it in one go.
It's humid there. Dehydrating like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. And good luck finding a water fountain.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't think they know what water fountains are.
Mm-mm. Did the train stations have water fountains? I don't remember. By the bathrooms? We didn't really go to the bathroom a lot at the train station. No. We went a few times.
Yeah.
Because usually they're by the. But I don't remember seeing too many water fountains there.
At all. No,
so
all vending machines.
Which is fine. 140 yen.
It is what it is.
Which is about $1. 140 yen at the time when we were there. Now I think it's up to 145 again. It's up to 148 a couple days ago. But yeah, I think after dinner, that's when we went to Akihabara. After that, we walked our way towards.
Yeah. And then I think we went back. We didn't want to stay out too late because that was the next morning we were doing our luggage forwarding, right? Or was that Thursday morning that we did luggage forwarding? No, it was that morning. Yeah, it was Wednesday morning.
Wednesday was Shibuya.
Yes. So Wednesday was Shibuya, but we also did our luggage
forwarded it. We had already forwarded it on Tuesday because we were checking out Wednesday. No, that's what the plan was, and we switched it up.
Yeah, so we forwarded it on Wednesday.
Yeah,
because we didn't get our stuff till Thursday.
We got our stuff. We got our stuff Thursday night. Yes.
Okay.
So Wednesday morning when we checked out is when we did the forwarding.
Yeah, because we
were going to do it Tuesday.
Clothes in it.
Yeah, we were going to do it Tuesday. That way we had our stuff come Wednesday.
Right.
But we're like, not that big of a deal. We'll just do a like you said.
Exactly.
We'll do a backpack with clothes for one day, which we just threw in the locker at Shibuya on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah, we did.
And then Jack, I think that's when you informed the hotel that the Disney hotel we were going to be late.
Exactly. Yeah.
To make sure we didn't lose our room.
Yeah.
Because they said if you don't check in by 10, you could lose your room. So let them know. So we did.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, we didn't do anything with our clothes. We didn't need to do anything. Yeah. So we did want to get back early, knowing we were going to leave.
Exactly. Yep.
And we're going to do Shibuya for the day and all that. So we did the luggage forwarding first thing in the morning. We had our backpacks, and then did we just go straight to Shibuya?
Yeah, we spent the day down there.
Yeah, that was it, right? We just hung out in Shibuya, and then we were just we went. First thing we did, our exit out of the train station was the Shibuya Crossing, the world famous crossing, which was small as F, y'all. I get it. 1,000 people cross at the same time. I was expecting this huge intersection.
Yeah, no. It was just a regular intersection, like a regular 4-way intersection.
I think it was 5-way actually. But either way,
it was. I feel like the ones we do in San Diego are bigger.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they were. But no joke. A crap ton of people were across at the same time. That was legit.
Yeah. I can see how millions of people cross every day because there was a ton of people.
It was just shocking to see how small the area was. Then we went across the street and we found the lockers because we were looking for the Starbucks because I saw on some videos there's a Starbucks where you can get good views of the Shibuya Crossing. So we went to go look for it. We went the wrong way. Different wrong Starbucks, and it was like, oh, this works out because we found some lockers. So also like the stuff that we had, because again we had clothes and overnight stuff because we didn't have our luggage. So we just took all of our stuff and threw it in the locker. It was great to not have to carry any of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we only needed a few hours, but you had like 3 days.
Yeah, it was like 3 days or something. It said. We looked it up. We're like, oh, you can just leave your shit there for 3 days? Like, I'm sure
It's
some people
crazy.
do it.
Yeah, like if you're taking a hop someplace on the weekend,
Yeah.
go whatever. You don't want, like, let's say you did some shopping in Shibuya and you're gonna, like, I'm gonna go to Osaka. Just leave your shit in the locker and
Yeah.
then go. Come back. I'll be waiting for you. And it was so cool. It's tied into your Suica card. You could just cash whatever. But if you did your Suica card, you got your stuff, you locked it up, everything with your Suica. When you come back and push it, it knows which one is yours basically and opens it there. It was super
It was
cool.
very cool.
Very convenient. And then at that point, I think we went to IKEA after that.
Yeah. Yep. Got some meatballs.
So, yep, ate there.
Because
I helped a
again,
couple out.
the weird thing about Japan, I thought, was like different cities would have exclusives at certain stores, like the Hello Kitty thing over there. The night before, you could only get it at that Hello Kitty store. So we went there because your girl wanted a purple fucking IKEA
There's a
bag. You could
purple
only
and
get
gray
there.
bag.
Yeah.
Yep, that you can only get in
And then we
Shibuya
found
IKEA.
Shibuya IKEA exclusive fucking Ziploc bags. So everybody bought those too.
Yep. Yep, just grab some random stuff and then stay there for lunch. I got to use my Japanese numbers because the couple next to me ordered the 12-piece meatballs, and the server was only putting 8. And they looked kind of like, I don't know how to tell them that I want 12 because they just pointed at the menu,
Right.
because like everybody else was doing, kore, which means this. So they were just pointing. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know 12 is Juni. So I looked over and I'm like, didn't you order 12? It's like, yeah, I don't know how to tell them that though. I'm like, hang on. I was like, sumimasen. And they looked over at me and I pointed at them and I said, Juni. And they're like, oh, okay. And they grabbed 4 more meatballs to put them on. And the lady was like, oh, thank you. I didn't know how to do that. So I was like, yay, my Japanese came in handy. And then we got our food, dessert. I got meatball. I got the 8-count meatballs and like a strawberry cheesecake looking thing, whatever the hell I got.
Basically the same that we get in America, IKEA.
Yeah, it was just nice to say you did it in Japan. It was like,
shit, we were there. Cool. We got out of the rain for a little bit.
Yeah. And it wasn't crazy rain, people. Like, it wasn't big,
it was
heavy
like
drops
mist.
pouring. It was just a steady mist the entire time. Enough that it's going to get you wet, but it wasn't like you're soaked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we were out in it and we were not soaked.
No.
And I think, did you have an umbrella? I thought one of you had an umbrella.
The girls did.
The girls had it.
But then they wussed out on it, so.
I was like, it wasn't bad enough.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I think that's when we split up.
We went down, bought some stuff. We found some more stuff downstairs as we're leaving the store. There's a bunch of random stuff here and there. Then we left there.
That's when we split up. We went to the Cat Cafe.
Is that when that happened?
I think so. It was right after IKEA, I thought. Or we went to Donkey right after. No, it was IKEA, Donkey.
I thought was
then
Donkey.
we split
up at Donkey because you guys were done. I was only on floor 5.
Right. So we went to the Cat Cafe. We killed time there. And then we met up at the Nintendo store. We found you at the Nintendo store.
Right. But because I finished up Donkey while you guys were at the Cat Cafe. Oh, I know. I went to a Daiso, but it was weak. It was like it was not a good Daiso. So I was like, oh, whatever. So then I went to the mall to go to the Nintendo store and Pokemon store and all that. You guys were only like 5 minutes behind me. At that point, it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
I was there, found the bathroom. I walked through, I think, each of the 2 stores like real quick. Like I wasn't browsing. I just walked in and walk out. Then when I walked out of the second one, you guys had arrived.
Right.
So yeah, not even 5 minutes there really. Yeah, then we hung out there. We checked out the Nintendo store and the Pokemon store, which one of them was hot as hell. I can't remember which one.
That was the Pokemon store, dude. It
was the Pokemon store? Oh my god.
It was suffocating. It was humid. I'm like, no, I'm out. I don't love Pokemon that much.
The Mew at front and the statue was badass.
Yes.
Though.
Yeah, that was cool.
That thing was sweet.
I wasn't waiting in line for nothing in there.
It was just, we're in, we saw it. Both lines at the Pokemon store and Nintendo store were probably 40 people deep. Yeah. It was just, that's one of those things where if you want something from there, go first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And for us, we're after, like right around lunchtime. So it's been open for a while. But yeah, you want something from there, go first thing in the morning, grab what you want, get in line, get out. Because it was just like, as long as you don't mind waiting an hour in line, because it was probably going to be an hour just to check out.
Yep. Forget that.
Yeah, Okay, then we finished there. Somewhere either before that or after that, we were just walking around and found the Disney store.
Yeah, it was after
I
that.
think
We were
was it
walking.
after
It
that?
was,
Okay.
yeah. We were walking
I thought
back.
it was on our way to Donkey, but I don't remember.
I don't remember carrying a bunch of Disney stuff until the end.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think it was after the mall. We were just walking back towards our locker, and then yeah, we found the Disney store, and then the girls went wild.
Oh yeah.
It was
Oh
like
yeah.
us at Celebration.
Everything Marie.
Yeah,
Ooh wee. It was a celebration for them.
yeah, it
That's for
was.
sure.
Yeah,
All three of them. It was their celebration
Yeah.
at the Disney store.
Shit, and then we went back there Saturday before we left too, and they still bought more stuff.
I ain't gonna lie though, it was celebrate. Even though she wasn't there for my girl, shit, it was celebration for her too. Because
Right?
I ended up spending shit ton. I think I bought like 2 things for myself, and everything else was ours.
That was a cool store. 3 stories.
It was though.
They didn't have any.
I liked it.
They didn't have Star Wars, so that was a little disappointing. But
Yeah, it was kind of weird though. They didn't have a lot of Star Wars anywhere there, other than a celebration.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure there are Star Wars stores. Like I saw people on Facebook talking about it, but you'd have to go find it. Like it's not just there.
Yeah.
It's Disney. Hello.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be in the
here?
Disney store?
Yeah. Nope. Not really.
Maybe they don't like consider it, like take that into consideration. That yeah, it is owned by Disney. I don't know.
Maybe it's the whole kind of like the way Disneyland is franchised out there, not actual Disney proper.
Yeah, does
so
Disney
maybe that
run
has
the
something to do
Disney
with it.
stores out there, or do they license that out too?
Or maybe Japanese people really just aren't into Star Wars the way everybody else is. So
could be.
I don't know.
Why'd they get a celebration? Dang.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we did in Shibuya, but
I think that was it, dude. We were just
most
wandering.
Of it was just that touristy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because then we were wrapping it up because we're getting hungry and we still had to check in at our Disney hotel. So we left a little bit early. I don't know what early is. We just left around dinner time. Obviously, went back to our locker, grabbed all of our stuff, blah blah blah. Yeah, went back to the station.
Took the train.
I think that's when we had to take the train and then take the bus.
Take a bus. Right? Yep. Yeah. And it took us right to the Disney hotel.
Yep.
Was it right across the street? Yeah.
Yep. Went in. We all checked in. Went to the room for all of 10 minutes because we were hungry.
Yep. And we found sushi right down the street. We walked about 10, 15 minutes. We had to take our shoes off to eat it.
Place. Yep. Take your shoes off. It has the table had a little cubby hole underneath, so you weren't sitting on your legs or Indian style, which you apparently can't say anymore.
Native American style.
No, it's like
crisscross applesauce. Yep.
Oh my god! When I first heard that a couple of years ago, I was just like, "What bullshit is this?" I rolled my eyes so hard, man. But so they had the little cubby hole, so you can sit down,
right?
But your feet go down into the little hole. So I was like, "Okay, this is cool." I think the 3 of y'all got the same thing, the platter.
I think so. I think 3 of us did get the
same one.
And
then I got the other.
You got the other one, yeah.
Yeah. The food was great though.
Yeah.
The sake was great.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I could have won another bottle and would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, he came out and talked us out of ordering where he's like, no, that's a lot.
Right.
We were like,
we ordered 3 bottles to start. And he's like, I don't know that you meant to do this. So he brought us one. Then we bought a second one. And because everybody was done, we didn't buy a third one. Right. But if we were just there hanging out, we would have bought a third bottle.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But after that, we found a standalone Lawson's. That was fun.
Because keep in mind, at our first hotel, it was like a 7 to 8 story hotel. The first floor, kind of right outside, was the Lawson connected to the building, and then our lobby for the hotel was on the 5th floor, and then the rooms were on like floor 6 and 7.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I guess on 5 too, around the other side of the back of the elevator.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was our first time. And we knew we were going to go. We knew we were going to go to a convenience store. So we were just checking to see what was around.
Right.
On our way back, our walk back, I looked it up, or one of us looked it up, and it was like, oh, there's a Lawson Mart over here.
One block
or
that
Lawson,
way.
whatever it's called. Yeah, it was like 1 block out of our way. So like, okay, let's go check it out. And yeah, standalone Lawson. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of cool to finally see a standalone one. You know, with we've seen the 7-Eleven alone.
But our experience just been like inside, like the train station or under our hotel.
Yeah. That's all it's been. And this one is all by itself, the parking lot and everything. Yeah. So we went in there and As always, bought a bunch of stuff, loaded up.
What do you want to eat for breakfast tomorrow?
Yep, grab what you want now, whatever you're going to put in your bag for Disney, all that stuff. Because at that point, we knew we were going to actual Disneyland on Thursday, Disney Sea on Friday. So yeah, and we don't think we went back there. So we loaded up everything we needed.
Yeah, it was just the one time.
Yeah, because we were obviously
Thursday, Friday, we opened and closed at Disney and straight to bed.
But the Lawson was fantastic. And then even the hotel had a little mini mart that was like a Lawson inside the Disney hotel.
Yeah.
And I think I went there whatever day was it. I think Disney Sea Day when I left, and you guys went You went back to Disneyland to get stuff for Pandora.
Yeah. We split up that night.
Night. Okay, that night when we split up on Friday, I actually went to that Disney hotel Lawson or convenience store. Bought a few things there myself, which I left in the damn fridge at the hotel. It was just drinks. I left. I think the kiwi beer or cider, whatever it is, and a bottle of water. It was like, whatever. But yeah. But I did get karage when I was there. So surprise! Oh, and the tuna mayonnaise onigiri. I got the tuna mayonnaise onigiri every time we went to a convenience store and it was available. If it wasn't sold out, I grabbed one every time. I still miss the lemon. The lemon karage was so good, so lemony. The pepper one, so good. The ramen one wasn't that good. I mean, it's like it tastes like the plain one.
Yeah.
So, like, I wanted it to taste like ramen, and it tastes like the regular. So, the spicy one wasn't that spicy. Not the one I got anyway. But yeah. So Wednesday, Shibuya came back, dinner, Boston, and that was it. And then we planned for the morning, because we get in staying at the hotel, we get in 15 minutes early. So we wanted to make sure we were there like a half hour at 45 minutes early. And the line was already long when we got there.
And we ate breakfast. Remember we had the buffet for.
Oh, we did the Disney hotel
buffet.
Yeah.
With their
not too bad
hot dog sausages.
Yep. Still things aren't what they really are. Their French toast was Texas toast.
Yeah.
It was buttered bread basically. Their runny ass eggs that everybody was putting ketchup on.
Yeah, that was weird.
I guess that's a thing because it was just like every time I go up to get food and somebody had those runny eggs in their plate, they were adding ketchup to them. So it's got to be a thing.
It's got to be. Yeah. No thanks.
And I wasn't having it because my gallbladder and egg yolk or runny egg yolk doesn't always work well. So I try it with the soft-boiled eggs and ramen, but I wasn't first thing in the morning. I wasn't about to risk it. Going to Disney. It would have been fine. I would have found a bathroom, would have cleared my system. It's not an all-day problem.
Right.
It just gets in my system, gets out my system. But I didn't want to bother with it, so I avoided the eggs both days that we went.
It was a good buffet, though. They had your melon drink, so.
They did have my melon drink, and I did drink it several cups. Again, a matter of fact, we got smart and started just filling up 2 cups at a time. It was like...
It took a week, but we learned.
Yeah. But even then, I still went up there a couple times and filled them both up twice. But I did like the buffet. It was not terrible.
It was a good one, yeah. For the price.
I liked that the Mickey was imprinted on the...
Yes, instead of just being shaped as.
Yeah, on the pancakes instead of. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, cheap price. Wasn't that bad at all. Decent food. The meatloaf or the Salisbury steak was my favorite. I know
good.
It's breakfast.
Yeah.
But that Salisbury steak and rice, I was all over that.
Yeah, and then once we figured out the sauce was for the meat, because we didn't know it first. We got the meat first. We're like, that's like meatloaf. And then we're like, I bet that sauce next to it. And we went back up there like, chef.
Yeah.
No crackers get the Salisbury steak.
And it was like their sausage was Salisbury steak. It was absolutely. It was like, and you had to learn that, right? You just like, I don't know. We'll see what it is.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, okay, American versions, it's this. Or again, like the Texas toast. Like, oh, French toast, cool. No, it was not French toast. There was no egg in that bread at all.
No cinnamon, no nothing. No. It was buttered toast.
Nutmeg, whatever y'all like, vanilla, it was not there.
I don't know which Frenchman they talked to. It was not. It wasn't Frenchman that brought it to America.
Somebody lied to these people. It's like, you need to go there. I'm going to take stickers next time with me for the Americans. And it's like, okay, this is what this really is.
A little American flag next to it with the word so they know.
Yep.
If you're American, that's what this is.
But overall, decent spread. It wasn't like I left hungry. So,
no. We went both days. Or did we go all 3 days?
No, we went first day, third day.
That's right. Yeah, second day
We
we
did
did not.
Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know what we did on Friday.
Did we do? I don't even know. Do we
If anything,
try to sleep a little bit? Because I don't think we. No, we rope dropped. C.
No, I got there before you guys.
You did. Why?
Remember? Because I thought I was late.
Yes. You thought you were late, so you ran out. You got on the bus before us.
Yes. I thought y'all were already gone, so I got on the bus and left.
And we're like,
and then you guys like, I'm like, hey, I'm on the bus, blah blah blah. You're like, bro, we're still in the room.
But that's gonna have to be next week's story. We are running out of time already.
We're already there. Yeah, so I guess we'll finish up. Plus Duke might want to hear it too.
Exactly.
Because he didn't go with us. So we'll finish up Disney and our flight back next week. And then once we get, that'll be like the first half hour. It won't take very long.
Yeah, no.
And then we can jump into what we thought of Andor.
Yep, Andor, Thunderbolts.
Oh, that's right. We've all seen that one by now. You guys, I haven't seen Sinners yet, just because timing hasn't worked out well. I was like, oh, I'm going here. Like, nope, niece's graduation. Like, I guess I'm not doing that. And then, like, the week before that, it was like, I think old girl had her daughter's recital, I think, or whatever. Choir
it's the season.
Yep, it was the last one of the season. So it was like, oh, so there's two weeks in a row that we didn't make it out. In theory, this week we'll be able to make it out. I don't have anything I don't have any meetings until I only have one meeting this week, and it's Wednesday. I think her schedule's open. So yeah, I think Tuesday we'll see. Everybody's talked about Sinners, so that's the one we're gonna watch.
I have Tuesday off, so I think we're gonna go watch Final Destination.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's out too. But yeah, so that'll work out perfectly. So we can talk about Sinners and Thunderbolts and Andor.
Yeah, boy, getting back to our regularly scheduled program, and then football's gonna start ramping up soon. And
yep, it's gonna be. It might be to the point where I'll have to start actually going on a not Tuesday,
right,
to keep up with what's going on.
Real though.
And then, although I think Fantastic Four is out this year at SDCC.
Yeah, I think so.
I might do like last year. So if you guys want to do the movie thing again at that mall,
oh yeah, well, pre-order some tickets.
Pre-order some tickets and go watch it out there.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
So yeah, like I said, I'm doing it for sure. So it's just matter if you four want to jump in, let me know. I'll get all the tickets.
You know what's going to happen is the big one's going to win the lottery.
Bruh, for real. You know what? We'll have to do it like we should do it. Preview night ends at 9. No, that might be too late.
Only 3 of us can go to preview night though, so.
Well, yeah, but only 3. We're only shopping anyway. So whoever's shopping, it's funny. I was talking. Oh, we can talk about it offline.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up, and then once we figure out what we're doing for Comic-Con, people, we'll fill you in on our plan. But we don't know what we're doing yet.
No.
So
that's a long time from now.
Shit, he needs to get here already. I'm already ready to go. I ain't gonna lie, man. With Denver Comic-Con, June at least is quiet. For cons. Anyway, there's nothing going on. You guys have your trip obviously out here. That's about it. I got nothing really until 4th of July weekend for Denver Comic-Con. And then 3 weeks later, San Diego. And then 3 weeks after that is Colorado Springs. So
just all, yeah.
And then finally a break.
Yep.
And then it's football season.
Yep.
So much going on. So much going on. I don't have enough PTO for all this. I'm gonna be sick a lot in the fall. I can feel a cough already coming up.
My allergies are acting up. I got winter allergies.
Right? 5 months early, but I feel it. Oh man.
All right. We will wrap it up.
All right, y'all.
All 3 of us will be back next week.
Giving us a chance to relive Japan. And even though that was a month ago, it was like crazy. It was like, we were talking before we started. It was like, oh my gosh, my Osaka trip that Sunday night was 4 weeks ago tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, time has flown.
Still seems like yesterday, though.
Dude, for real. I still haven't left there yet. I still want to go back. Right? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not back yet, so my head is not here.
Yep, I still miss all the vending machines.
Dude, the vending machine, the cheap prices.
Yep.
Lawson.
Trust me, you're
Oh my
gonna thank
God.
us when you go to Japan and you go to Lawson's. You're like, there.
You're all gonna be like, oh my God, the hot food here, the cold food here, their Kewpie mayonnaise,
Yep.
which is available here at H Mart, along with Poke Sweat, which I found by the case.
By the case.
Oh shit!
All right. Catch y'all
All right,
next
y'all.
week. Bye.
Same bad time, same bad channel.